YouTubers and those visitors to my website or any one of my websites. I'm just gonna give a quick sax tip today. I don't need to have my saxophone to give you this one. But basically, because I go through this with some of my students, is like, well, you know, I give plenty of tone exercises to do to practice, along with some other things, and I realize too often that the students, they're either, they're not spending enough time doing the tone exercises, and they're spending a lot more time complaining about how they don't like their sound. Well, I explained to them, said, well, if you don't do the tone exercises, how are you going to get a better sound? The thing is this, you could have great technique and you could have some exceptional improvisational skills, but without a good sound, no one's going to listen. Really, no one's going to listen to it. No one's going to like listening to you, and it's that's kind of a shame, especially if you work so hard on producing, when you produce, work so hard on getting your other skills together. Well, I look at it this. I compare like this way. I ask my students, well, do you ride a bicycle or drive a car? And depending on their age or whether they drive a car or not, or ride a bicycle, they say, fine, okay, yes, they do. I say, okay, what is the most important skill that you need to get from point A to point B? And oftentimes, they're answering, well, looking ahead or watching the traffic signs or planning your route and stuff like that. I'm like, no, 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 no. You're much too far ahead. As I said, the most important skill you have to know is to be able to drive in a straight line. Just to be able to drive in straight and steady, whether you're riding a bicycle straight and steady or your car straight and steady, you have to master this skill first in order to learn any other skill. In fact, not mastering this first skill of just being able to drive or ride straight and steady makes it almost impossible to learn any other skill that you'd be able to need to do when riding a bike, or driving a car. I mean, like how you're supposed to park, how you're supposed to know how to park, or take some pretty sharp curves and stuff like that. You have to be able to control your vehicle, just to drive it straight and steady for a longer period of time. So for saxophone, it's the same thing, really. If you are playing a tone, if you can't really hold the tone long and steady for just a few seconds, there's a problem there. Yeah, it's not just about developing your muscles in your embouchure or your breath control and stuff like that. If you just concentrate on just producing a tone that's relatively straight and steady for a longer period of time, like say at least 20 seconds, a half a minute, whatever, how much air you got it from, to produce it. That is the key in order to really building up a good sound. You have to be able to hold it straight and steady, and that at just about any volume. You have to be able to really to be soft, to play soft, or to play really loud, or in the medium. You have to be able to hold your tone steady at different volumes, and also depending whether it's a low note or a high note, to be able to hold the tones really straight and steady. If you could do that, you're well on the way to developing a better sound. So with that, I've included at least on my webpage, if you go to my webpage at www.evantademusic.com and look for this article on improving your sound. There I have some PDFs of some tonal exercises that you can download for free, of course, and check them out. Have fun. So that's all for this tip for today. Thanks a lot.